Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here. Pokemon Red with only one Poliwag was crazy fast. Let's follow that up with one of my most requested runs in ages. Today's the day that we figure out would I be able to beat Pokemon Black with a team of only one Maractus. This is a weird one, right? I'll explain why I'm using it later, don't worry. Maractus is actually a pretty strong solo form grass type with a lot of higher base stats than we'd normally use. It's a little slow, and its defenses aren't amazing, but it's got great special attack and decent attack. By level up, we get a lot of moves, although not much type coverage. Having Peck at the start is kinda weird, but other than that, it's mostly decent grass moves. Acupressure is kinda cool, although it's super unreliable. It gives us 2 stages of a random stat. I could see the type variety being a real issue. By TM, we add Poison Jab to the list, but I probably don't need it. Really, the TMs aren't all that appealing. Aerial Ace is kind of cool, but I can't see us using most of these. I think the total lack of type coverage is likely going to be an issue for most of the run. Like always, this script is being written as I go through with the challenge, so all this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. I'm pretty sure that I can win, but I think that our lack of type coverage will be a serious problem in the Elite Four. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Maractus. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. By the way, if I sound a little bit hoarse, I don't think I'm getting sick. I think it's just that, I'm 17 days into streaming every single day right now, and I'm not giving my voice a break. The show must go on. So, right off the bat, I use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Snivy with Maractus so that we can do the whole run with it. I name him Cacturn, because that's hilarious. Looks like our nature is mild, so more special attack and less defense. I figure that's probably one of the better natures I could have. Alright, so the story behind why we're using Maractus today. This is one of the most requested challenge runs that I've had over the last few years. And I've had it on my to-do list for ages, but never really got around to it, because I usually wanted to pick something that looked a little harder or more interesting. But as time went on, it went from being requested a bit here and there, to being requested a ton on every challenge video. People keep telling me that there's one guy that keeps going around requesting this all the time on Pokemon challenges, but the funny thing is that so many people request this on every run now, I don't actually know who the original Maractus requesting guy is. If you guys could all just, upvote that dude whenever he inevitably comments on this video, then I could pin him and give him credit. Anyway, I ended up deciding to finally put this run on a Patreon poll as I was trying to figure out what run to do, and it won. It was actually a really close race between this and Pokemon X with only gift Pokemon. Both of those blew the other poll choices out of the water, although I'll do all of them at some point. Anyway, that's enough rambling. I should go do some early fights. Wow, so the first Charon fight really shows off how our Maractus is just a lot stronger than early game Pokemon. Despite fighting a fire type, we're still hardly taking damage off Ember and easily overpower his team. Do you think the first gym will be any harder? Well, Lillipup went just fine, but we actually lost pretty badly to the Pansear right after. It was faster and hitting us pretty hard. You know what? We learned growth. Let me try building that up and see how it goes. Well, thanks to his team literally only using workup the entire fight, we could easily build up 3 growths, and we won without ever getting hurt. Always feels good when you can win at a lower level than them. And of course, on our way out of town, we have an easy time with Charon yet again. I mean, he easily could have beaten us if he used Ember every turn, but he kept spamming Tail Whip and Defense Curl for some reason, so we got to build up some special attack and take him down. He must have AI that's set to only use buffs if you think he isn't going to do much damage. Alright, we have both N and the normal gym coming up. Normally N wouldn't be too bad, but I'm not sure about the normal gym. Normally it's really rough, but I kinda think that we'll get through it just fine thanks to having pretty strong Pokemon for this early in the game. Plus, we're going to have a Miracle Seed by then, so our grass moves are going to be stronger. It's right after that I think we might have issues. In the Bug Gym, they're going to have the type advantage against us. We do have Peck, but we're not exactly strong with it. I really don't know how that fight's going to go, but it could be a hard one. I'm going to try and fight some trainers on the way. I figured that I'm going to need as much attack as we can get. First is N, and his Pidove does a decent chunk of damage to us as we built up some growths, but then we just sweep down his team like it's nothing at all. Although, I'm really not feeling ready for the normal gym. Next is the normal gym. Now I had to give this one a ton of tries because I had to test how many times I could use growth, and if I could get away with surviving a hypnosis mist. It took a good 6 tries of different amounts of growth, but in the end, it seems like we always end up fainting just because we're too slow. Herdier isn't always so bad if it doesn't use takedown too much, but even if we get to Watchhog with full health, being too slow makes us faint. If we were able to attack first, then I think that we would heal enough to survive more hits, or maybe even just land a one-shot. I'm just gonna get a few levels and keep trying. Okay, so I got to level 22, and although we're slower, it seems like Watchhog is using Leer a lot more. Judging by all the other runs I've done where this happened, it seems to just mean that we weren't in one-shot range, so it's just gonna pick between Leer and Hypnosis. Well, Leer isn't an attack and Hypnosis missed this time, so we ended up winning. Now I'm gonna go fight everything I can between here and the Bug Gym, because I really don't think that that one will be a first try unless I level up quite a bit first. First is Whirlipede, so I just got 1 growth in before I started using Peck to take him out. Thankfully, he missed Screech, so he didn't do too much to us. I just really didn't want to get poisoned. As Dwebble came out, I kept using more growths as it kept spamming Struggle Bug to keep our special attack from raising. Once it hit a sand attack though, I used Giga Drain for a one-shot. I'm not risking losing even more accuracy. Last is Leavanny, but it kept using Protect. Eventually we missed Peck, but thanks to the double type advantage and all the growths, our second one got a one-shot. Our health was actually really low by the end. After that is Bianca, who was just a cakewalk by comparison. She was just wasting time, so we got to use a bunch of growths and sweep it with Giga Drain. No problem at all. After that is Charon, and this is a tough fight because it's in a sandstorm. I got some growths in early and took out Pidove, but second was Pig Knight, who hung on with a sliver, nearly took us out with Flame Charge, ate a berry to survive the sandstorm, then we took him out. That was so close. Thankfully Pansage was a one-shot with Giga Drain, as was the Liepard after. I love that Giga Drain is so powerful in this game. It helps so much that we're healing with every attack. Alright, we're traveling again. The last bit wasn't too horrible despite the jump in difficulty, but is for sure about to get harder. The upcoming end fight is usually pretty tough because of his Sigalith. Then after that it's Electric Gym time. And sure, we resist electricity, but we can still just get paralyzed. Plus Zebstrika has Flame Charge, and that's for sure gonna mess us up. Not only that, but the Emolga have Aerial Ace. I think the next 2 fights are going to be pretty brutal, and we're going to be grinding for a while. Well, I went around and fought every single trainer in the nearby routes for levels, just to end up having a pretty easy time with N. His Sandile couldn't hurt us too much, so I just built up 6 growths, then overpowered him with Giga Drain. I don't think it'll be that easy in the Electric Gym, but I can hope. Wow, the Electric Gym actually went great. For some reason, she wasted the first turn doing almost nothing with Pursuit, but she spent the next 2 turns doing huge damage with Aerial Ace. That let us get 3 growths in and start sweeping though. We were slower than each member of her team, so she got free hits in on us, but the healing from the Giga Drain totally saved us. You know, I have the Big Root as well as a Miracle Seed. I've been using the seed, but maybe the root for better healing could save us in some fights. I gotta keep that in mind. On our way out of town was Charon, who was just a regular sweep with Giga Drain. We may as well just go right to the ground gym and Bianca fights. I figure they're gonna be incredibly easy. Yeah, not only was the ground gym super easy, but we actually have Petal Dance now, an absolutely insane 120 power grass move, so we absolutely mop the floor with them. I figure that Bianca probably won't be too bad either. And of course, Bianca right after was easy. I don't think that we've ever had an issue with this Bianca fight. I gotta say, Maractus has been super good this run so far. It's kinda reminding me of that Bulbasaur run I did in Emerald, where growth was our saving grace. It's even better in this run though, now that growth also boosts a regular attack. Plus, the Miracle Seed is stronger in this than it was in Gen 3, and Giga Drain is stronger. We really do have a lot going for us, and I'm loving Maractus so far, but we have the Flying Gym and another end fight soon. The end fight is loaded with steel types. It could be a bit hard, I guess, but I kinda think that we'll just breeze through with Petal Dance or Giga Drain. It's the Flying Gym that I'm unsure about. Am I even gonna be able to build up growth while fighting all the flying types? I'm not sure. Normally it's an easy gym battle, but we're also in a solo grass run. You never really know. Hey, maybe even the ice gym could be hard for once for the same reason. That said, Petal Dance is so strong that maybe we could get away with not even using Growth if it comes to that. Alright, so we're at the end fight. He might have some steel types here, but he just can't handle our Growth and Giga Drain combo. Let's move on to the real fight, the Flying Gym. So the Flying Gym started pretty terrifying, with Swoobat using acrobatics and outspeeding us. We were taking massive damage on every hit, but we thankfully got a one-shot with Giga Drain after just one Growth. Unpheasant was a one-shot with Giga Drain to heal us back up quite a bit, and of course, Swanna at the end was also a one-shot, so we came out okay. After that is the Ice Gym, and although we got hit by Aurora being pretty hard by a Cryogonal, we just Giga Drained it and it healed back up just fine. This whole fight was really simple. Oh, also, normally I would show you the Cheren fight on the way here, but I straight up forgot to hit the record button. I mean, it's alright, the entire battle was probably 1 minute long at most. I know, it'll shock you to your core, but Giga Drain and Growth are really good. Wait, never mind, I dug around and I actually found it. Yeah, it's not very interesting, but I found it. I literally thought I didn't even record it, but nope. There it is, I just labeled it wrong. I labeled it Flying Gym. It wasn't the Flying Gym. So we only have one bit left before the Elite Four. We have the last Bianca fight that should be easy, the Dragon Gym that might be a bit hard, and the last Cheren fight where I think we might actually have issues between Unpheasant and Embor. I could see that taking a few tries, but I don't think that I'll have to level up for it. We've been doing great for most of this run as expected, but you know it won't last forever. Once we're at the Elite Four, the real battle starts. On our way there, I took the Plume Fossil. I knew that if I didn't say what I took, you'd all ask. Actually, now that I think about it, everyone ask anyway. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. At the last Bianca fight, we only took damage once, but it was actually a ton. Simisear hit a massive flame burst to take out half of our health in one hit. Sure, we one-shot him in return and we won the fight, but it does make me worry even more about how Chandelure might go near the end of the run. Alright, so at the Dragon Gym, I open with 2 Growths while Fracture is using Dragon Dance. He quickly becomes faster than us, but as he's using his third one, we just go for Giga Drain for a one-shot. Druddigon is next, and it's using Night Slash, but it didn't hurt too much, so I took it as a chance to use Growth another 2 times before we one-shot it. Thanks to all the powering up, Haxorus at the end was just a one-shot. Even with his team resisting us, we got an easy win. Alright, last Cheren fight time. Unpheasant was wasting a lot of time, so we got 3 Growths in right away, then took it out with 1 Giga Drain to heal a lot. Second was Embor though, and not only did I not one-shot him, but he took us out in one hit when we were almost at full health. This is the first time that we've lost in quite a while. We were only 4 points of health away from max, so I do think he could have one-shot us from full health. Maybe I could beat him with Peck or Petal Dance? Peck is a long shot, but Petal Dance risks us getting confused later in the fight. We'll see what happens. Well, never mind. This time Unpheasant wasted such an insane amount of time not attacking us that we maxed out our Growths and swept his whole team. I have no idea why he did that. Alright, so we're on the road to the end of the run, and we've really been breezing through a lot of this. I kind of figured that we would just because our Pokemon is so good, but you know how Gen 5's Elite Four tends to go. This might be pretty hard. Chantel's the one I'm really worried about. Really, it's all about if we can build up Growth in these fights. At least I have the luxury of healing off of Giga Drain, so we could potentially build up a bit, heal with Giga Drain, and then build up some more if the next Pokemon isn't too dangerous. Now that we're at the Elite Four, let's take a look at our stats. Our attack and special are actually about the same. It's kind of crazy considering we have a special attack nature. Maybe our special attack IVs are low and our attack IVs are high? I'm not sure. Our speed isn't too bad, and both of our defenses are rough. Still, this moveset has been incredible. Giga Drain with Miracle Seed and Growth has been super useful at both getting one-shots and keeping us healthy, and being able to switch to Petal Dance for extra damage is great when Giga Drain isn't quite enough for a one-shot. I think that we could actually win this pretty soon. Maybe we can't win the whole run at this level, but I bet that we could at least get pretty close. I do really worry about Ghetsis at the end because of Toxic, but maybe we can one-shot him first. Who knows? I mean, we could hold on to a Pecha Berry, but then we lose our 20% power on grass moves, so I'm not really sure that that's worth it. Anyway, make your final guesses on if we can win this or not. Let's do this. First is Ghost Trainer Chantel. Okay, so first is Cofagrigus, and we're only able to get 2 Growths in before we started taking too much damage. We get a one-shot with Giga Drain, but of course right after Chandelure, who one-shots us with Fire Blast. This really isn't the end of the world though, we just need to keep trying until she misses. Chandelure's a 2-shot, and I know I could sweep the rest of our team, so let's just try a few times. I'm so happy she's in 2-shot range, by the way, or this would have been way worse. Oh, never mind. Literally 2 tries later, and we just crit for a 1-shot and then swept the rest of her team. Why was I even worried again? That went pretty great. Second is Dark Trainer Grimsley. So after 4 tries where we lost early due to getting sand attacked and then having awful missing luck, we got this one where we crit Giga Drain to get a 1-shot, but then Bisharp crit us for a 1-shot right after. Alright, that's rough, but I still think it's possible. Maybe I need to use Growth a bit at the start, hope only 1 sand attack happens, and then hope we can land a 1-shot on Bisharp. I tried a few more times, but this is how most of the fights seem to go. We just get a few growths in, we lose a ton of accuracy and get poisoned, then Bisharp pretty easily takes us down. Again, this is still possible, I'm gonna keep trying, but this is what most of the attempts look like. Sand attack is the worst in solo runs. So I try even more times, and this time we got a growth in and took out Scrafty with Petal Dance, and for the first time ever thanks to a crit, we even took out Bisharp after. Problem is, right after that is Liepard, and it's got Aerial Ace and it's faster than us, so we just faint again. Okay, this is an awful fight. Let's just try the other ones first. Maybe getting a level up or 2 from winning other fights will help us win this one. Third is Fighting Trainer Marshall. First is Throw, so I build up 3 growths, but lost some speed in the process to Bulldoze. We took him out fast, but second is Mind Xiao, who hits us really hard with a jump kick before going down in 1 shot. Third is Sock, and this is just really annoying because it can't be 1-shot due to Sturdy. Because of that, he keeps using full restores just for us to get crit by a Stone Edge right at the end, so our health is low before we can make him faint. Because of that, Conkeldurr makes us faint right after. Okay, that was just bad luck. We could totally win this in another try or 2. Alright, literally the next try, and the fight goes the exact same until Sock, who missed Stone Edge instead of critting. We finished him off, and the Conkeldurr at the end didn't crit Stone Edge, so we 1-shot him. That wasn't so bad. Fourth is Psychic Trainer Caitlyn. I tried this fight a bunch of times, and on this one I was able to get past Reuniclus at the start after 1 growth and a Giga Drain after taking tons of damage from Psychic. We didn't need that crit, by the way. She usually doesn't survive that Giga Drain. Problem is, the Sigilyph right after is faster than us and just wrecks us with air cutters every time. Alright, well, our effort values are long since maxed out, so I'm gonna just rare candy up bit by bit until we can win. I'll keep trying against Caitlyn. I figure that we'll beat her before we can beat Grimsley anyway. Alright, just 3 levels later, and Reuniclus goes the same, but Sigilyph is actually a win for the first time now that we're faster. That changed things so much. We still had low health when we took it out, though. Masharna is next, and we did great damage. It hurt us a bit with Psychic, and we took it out. Last is Gothitelle, but we crit for a 1-shot. Not bad at all. I don't really think we're ready for Grimsley yet, but who knows, it's worth a shot. Alright, 2 tries into the Grimsley fight, and we can actually 1-shot Scrafty if we use Petal Dance, but that locks us into it for a while. Hey, at least we don't lose accuracy. That takes a lot of the randomness out of the fight. Bisharp hits us really hard, but we take it out in 2 hits, and third is Liepard. I thought we were doomed when she was still faster, but we survived with only 8 health, didn't hit ourselves in the confusion from our dance, and Giga Drained for the 1-shot. Last is Crocodile, but we actually survived Foul Play, shook off confusion, and got a 1-shot. I really did not think I was ready to win that one yet. Time to go lose to N! This one took a few tries right at the start because Zekrom can do a lot of random stuff, and is super dangerous thanks to being faster than us and using Light Screen. But I just had to use a few growths and keep using Giga Drain whenever I can to stay healthy. Eventually, we got a knockout thanks to Light Screen wearing off at the best possible moment, but this was pretty lucky all things considered. Vanillux is next, and we just 1-shot it so we can take back some health, and third is Zoroark pretending to be Kling Klang. We were slower and took huge damage off Flamethrower before we got our 1-shot. Next is the real Kling Klang, who is just a 1-shot so we healed a bit, but then it's Archeops, and of course it was faster. It crits us with Acrobatics to take us out. We needed a lot of luck to even get that far, and I think it could have 1-shot us even without the crit. Even if it didn't 1-shot us, it would probably survive and then finish us off. I'm gonna get a couple of levels and see if we're faster than Zekrom. Nope, still slower, and we lose really easily. Okay, maybe 3 more levels. We must be faster soon. Wow, so 3 more levels later and we still aren't faster. We actually ended up surviving and hardly taking out Zekrom through brute force and lost nearly all of our Giga Drains in the process, but because of his Light Screen, we couldn't take out the Vanillux right after. This is even harder than I thought it was going to be. Level 70! So we finally have a speed tie. We get the amazing luck of critting to take Zekrom out at the perfect time so that light screen wore off as Vanillux came out. The entire rest of the fight went fine until Archeops, who somehow crit us again. Are you kidding me? I've only gotten to this point twice and we got crit both times. Okay, I'm gonna level up 2 more times so I'm finally fully faster than Zekrom. That'll take at least some of the randomness out of the fight. Okay, 2 levels later and we have the speed advantage now. Because of that, we can get 4 growths in and actually do pretty well against Zekrom. Then we outspeed and sweep our whole way to Archeops. Believe it or not, we get hit by a non-critical acrobatics that takes us to only 8 health. I guess it didn't matter if he crit the last couple times because it would have been a one-shot anyway. We took him out in 1 hit. Last is Caracosta, and although it can hang on with Sturdy, we still easily take him out with Giga Drain and Peck. Finally a win at this horrible fight. I figure Ghetsis is going to be brutal too, though. He usually starts with Toxic, and that'll doom us if it hits. So first is Cofagrigus, and the only way to actually get a one-shot and bypass Toxic is to use Petal Dance. Problem is, next is Hydreigon, who outspeeds us and takes us out so easily with Fire Blast and Dragon Pulse. We were stuck in Petal Dance still, but it didn't matter. It's not like Giga Drain would have saved us. If we could use Growth at the start, then we'd be fine, but we can't risk getting poisoned, and ditching Miracle Seed isn't worth getting 1 extra turn of no poison, because we'd only get 1 growth. It's not like 1 growth is going to be enough to beat the whole fight, especially if we don't have the Miracle Seed to stack on top of that. Level 75, but the exact same thing happens. Okay, well, if we level up a little bit more, then we can probably one-shot Cofagrigus with Giga Drain, although I'm not really sure if that helps us. Really, we just need to be faster or get a lucky crit or something. Okay, level 80, and we're officially faster. We still need to use Petal Dance to get past Cofagrigus, but we're able to take out Hydreigon at least. We're confused now, but we push through and one-shot Seismitoad with Giga Drain. But next is Electros, who has Flamethrower, and thanks to us hitting ourselves twice in a row, we faint. I mean, we haven't used Growth yet, so we still would have fainted either way there. At least I think. I'll try a few more times for better confusion luck, but I don't think it's happening at this level. So I try more at level 80. This time when we got to Electros, we still hit ourselves on the first round, but we managed to hit Giga Drain on the second to heal up a bit. The crazy thing was that it was nearly a one-shot. He only survived with a sliver. We took some big damage after that, but then he full restored, and our next hit was a one-shot, so we healed a lot. Maybe we're back in the game. Bufflant is a 2-shot with Giga Drain, but we take a big head charge in the middle of the fight. We don't end up healing much, thanks to him having so little health after the head charge. Last is Bisharp, so we land a hit to heal a bit, but thankfully he doesn't crit with Stone Edge, so we finish him off. Finally a win. Well, things slowed down a lot at the end, but that's just the nature of Gen 5 runs. Really, Maractus rocked for most of this challenge, like I thought that he would. Thanks to the billions of you who are suggesting this run, because that was a pretty fast Gen 5 run, and a fun Pokemon to use. I really hope you guys like that run. The next Pokemon challenge should be up next week on Saturday, like usual, with Pokemon Platinum, with only 1 Kecleon. As always, I'm looking forward to your suggestions in the comments, in the challenge request section of my Discord channel, and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. Outro time. Now, although this may be going up as the last April challenge for those of you watching this just regular on YouTube, I'm actually recording this voiceover on the 19th, which means it's the first day of WrestleMania tonight, and I already got my stream in because I've been streaming every day for April. There's a whole playlist, by the way, for that. Like all the series I've been uploading to their own playlists, but also I have a Streamathon April thing playlist if you just want to watch that. There's over 50 hours of stuff to watch in there, and by the end of the month it'll be even more. So if you're just looking for something to like listen to while you're doing chores or something, or if you're just interested in any of those games, that's there for you in the playlist section. But I have such a time crunch. I got the stream in, I had to finish this voiceover, I need to edit a bunch of this video. WrestleMania starts in just under 2 hours. Oh man, and it's a 2-day event too. I gotta do the same thing tomorrow, where I gotta edit more of this video tomorrow, and then, oh, yeah, I'm gonna be really, really busy. I got a time crunch, I gotta cook still. Okay, I should get going with that. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.